and welcome back on PACIS TV English News, #1 African Catholic television. My name is Benjamin Kwizera, and these are the top stories. Rwanda has outperformed other African countries in the latest annual report by Institute of International Finance, IIF, emerging as the top-performing nation on the continent in debt management. In Nyaruguru district, school leaders, together with the district authorities, have expressed the confidence in students who kicked off national examinations earlier today. The Christians from Tamale Diocese in Ghana emphasized that the collaboration between the Christians from Rwanda and the Christians from Ghana will raise awareness of different culture from both countries. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to strike Iran's bridges and power plants next week if the country does not return to talks. Well, welcome to our news in detail. News brought to you in partnership with the Credo Hotel. Rwanda has outperformed other African countries in the latest annual report by Institute of International Finance, IFF, emerging as the top-performing nation on the continent in debt management. News in detail. Rwanda has outperformed other African countries in the latest annual report by Institute of International Finance, IIF, emerging as top-performing nation on the continent in debt management. The report assesses how developing and emerging economies manage public debt, provide information to investors, and engage with international financial markets. According to 2026 IIF Investor Relations and Debt Transparency Report, Rwanda scored 43.4 out of 50, tying with South Africa and placing both countries at the top in Africa. This marks the first time Rwanda has been included in the annual assessment, which has been published since 2005 and evaluates 57 developing and emerging economies worldwide. Rwanda is also among 4 new countries added to 2026 report. The IIF highlighted Rwanda as a model of the best practice in terms of investor communication and public debt management. The Washington, D.C.-based institution emphasized that transparency in engaging with investors helps to reduce borrowing costs, improves access to international financial markets, and enables countries to better withstand economic shocks. The report further notes that countries with strong communication strategies and reliable debt data tend to achieve higher and more stable international investment ratings. Rwanda's Investor Relations Program for Public Debt Management was launched in 2025 and operates under the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, MINECOFIN. This recognition by IIF signals to international investors that Rwanda provides clear, credible, and transparent financial information, giving it a competitive advantage at a time when global financial markets increasingly demand accountability and reliability before making investment decisions. School or leaders from secondary school in Nyaruguru district, together with the district authorities, have expressed the confidence that the preparation and training given to students ahead of national examinations will enable them to perform well both at the district and the national levels. More detail. Across the country, national examinations officially begin today for students completing lower secondary education, ordinary level, and upper secondary education, advanced level. In Nyaruguru district, the official launch took place at the MURI Examination Center, which is hosting more than 261 candidates who completed secondary school. These students come from St. Paul Merdi Verbe Kibeho and Marie Merci Kibeho schools. The mayor of Nyaruguru district, Dr. Emmanuel Murwanashyaka, alongside officials from district education department, presided over the official opening of the exams. On this first day, students sat for mathematics, Kiswahili, and history. The head teacher of Kibeho TSS, Jeanne Pomuseni Nyunzima, stated that the school invested significant effort in preparing students through intensive revision sessions and continuous assessment. These efforts, he noted, have equipped learners with confidence needed to perform well in the examinations. The mayor of Nyaruguru district, Dr. Emmanuel Murwanashyaka, also emphasized that district worked closely with the schools to ensure students were adequately prepared. He added that systems have been put in place to support students who may fall ill during examination period, expressing optimism that the district expects strong results. In 2025-2026 academic year, a total of 6,137 candidates in Nyaruguru district have begun sitting for national examinations. Among them, 3,496 are completing lower secondary education. 1,526 are finishing upper secondary school. 375 are teacher training college (TTC) students, while 740 are candidates from technical and vocational education and training (TVET) institutions. The Christians from Tamale Diocese in Ghana emphasized that the collaboration between the Christians from Rwanda and Christians from Ghana will raise awareness of different culture and create friendship between Christians from both countries. More report.
There's already collaboration ongoing, so we can strengthen it so that it's not only for the priests and religious, but also for the lay people, so that the lay people can also come to experience the culture of the church outside the East African culture. So we would wish that the bishops of the two countries can still improve upon the collaborations and involve the lay people to also come and experience the differences in both countries. It's been good, yes. So we've seen what happens in Rwanda during ordinations. So it'll be okay when they also come to experience Ghana, what happens as well. So during the celebrations, so during consecration in Ghana, everywhere is quiet. Yes, but we noticed in Rwanda, people clap during, so when the Eucharist is being raised.
It's all about Christ. But Christ is proclaimed in different ways, depending from the culture that you come from. So our culture in terms of worship is a little bit different from that of the culture of the Rwanda people in terms of their liturgy. And so if we have a very good collaboration, so that is between Rwanda, the diocese, or the diocese of Byumba, and then that of Tambali Diocese, I think that we'll be able to learn so much about each other's culture and blend it in the liturgy. For instance, if in Tambali we are singing songs from this place, and then you can imagine how, honestly, I'm just enjoying the songs, the liturgy here, the way you sing and then dance with the children, displaying in a very angelic way. If we have something like that, it will definitely uplift the spirit of the people. And then if we also have something like that in Rwanda here, in your dioceses, that is what we have in Ghana. So if there is a close collaboration, if there is any partnership between the two, Tamale Diocese and Byumba Diocese, I think that we will learn from each other, and then we will integrate more, and then I'm sure we will really we'll be benefit so much, and the worship that we render to God will be solid.
As Rwanda's youth continue to be encouraged to play a role in the country's development, volunteer youth in the county sector, Gisagara district have launched an initiative to build a house worth 3 million Rwandan francs for vulnerable residents. The activity aims to improve citizens' living conditions while promoting patriotism and a culture of self-reliance. News in detail. This is Tumukunde Solange and her fellow youth volunteer who have come together in community work initiative to build a modern house for vulnerable residents in Kaburanjkwiri village, Umunini Cell, county sector. The house, valued at 3 million Rwandan francs, is intended to help the beneficiary move out of poor living conditions and access safe and decent shelter. Some of the youth say that such initiatives give them an opportunity to demonstrate their love for their country and actively contribute to solving challenges affecting community welfare. If the liberators of our country started slow by slow and eventually achieve their target. I think for us also, we started to build today, and we are sure that very soon we will complete this house and we will become very productive for our country. This event was very successful as we planned. The coordinator of volunteer youth activities in the Kansi sector, who also serves as chairperson of RPF Inkotanyi Youth League in the area, Nsabimana Jean Damascene, says that young people possess strong potential in the national building. He adds that initiatives like these clearly reflect their commitment to contributing to Rwanda's development. This is an act that will continue, especially during this season of summer and holidays. We have target that by September the house will be ready. The Vice Mayor of Gisagara District in charge of social affairs, Dusabe Denise, commended the youth for their effort, noting that such activities support the country's vision of sustainable development and strengthen unity and cooperation among citizens. They have different activities in agriculture, helping vulnerable people, giving them domestic animals like cows. Youth activities in our district speak for themselves. We are very pleased by these acts. As leadership of the district, youth really understand their contribution to help us to resolve issues that hinder citizen welfare.
Urubyiruko rwitabiriye ari benshi tukanashimira n'abaturage kuko nabo baje gufasha urubyiruko.
The house, valued at 3 million Rwandan francs, is expected to be completed and officially handed over in September this year. It will provide the beneficiary with safe accommodation and improved living conditions. Residents say that such activities should serve as an example to others, especially the youth, emphasizing that national development cannot be achieved by leaders alone, but requires the active participation of every citizen. Well, that's all for local news today. And of course, after a short commercial break, we are coming back with the international news tonight.
Bakerarugendo namwe bashyitsi mugenda mu karere ka Muhanga no mu tundi turere two mu ntara y'Amajyepfo n'intara y'Iburengerazuba, namwe mwese mukeneye serivisi za hotel, ni muze nimugera mu mujyi wa Muhanga mukomeze gato. Nimugera i Kabgayi murahasanga hoteli yiteguye kubakirana urugwiro. Iyo nta yindi ni Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi tugufitiye serivisi zitandukanye za bar na restaurant kandi zitanga ubuhanga n'icyubahiro ku mukiriya utugana. Tubafitiye kandi imikino itandukanye ifasha abatugana kuruhuka nka piscine wogeramo ukaruhuka mu mutwe, imyicungo igezweho abana bidagaduriramo bagataha banezerewe, tennis na table game bakunze kwita biyari, igisoro ndetse na volley yo ku mucanga bakunze kwita beach volley mukunda muri benshi nayo nitwayibagiwe. Ikindi nuko muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi twakira inama zitandukanye kuko tubafitiye ibyumba byiza by'inama utasanga ahandi, byaba bito ndetse n'ibishobora kwakira abantu benshi, ariko by'akarusho tukaba tubafasha no gukora inama mukoresheje ikoranabuhanga mu gihe mutari kumwe mu cyumba. Kubifuza serivisi za catering, Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi amafunguro n'ibinyobwa tubibagerezaho ku gihe. Tubafitiye ibyumba byiza byagutse biri mu byiciro bitandukanye, harimo n'ibyo bakunze kwita suite mu ndimi z'amahanga, ndetse byose ukaba ubibona ku giciro cyiza. Muri make ugeze muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi ahora yifuza kugaruka kubera uburyo yakiranwe ubwuzu n'icyubahiro tutasanga ahandi, kuko serivisi tuzitanga kinyamwuga kandi zishingiye ku ndangagaciro za kizizi. Ku bindi bisobanuro waduhamagara kuri telefone ziri kuri ekara yawe cyangwa ukatwandikira unyuze ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zacu zitandukanye. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi, imfura mu mahoteli mu gutanga serivisi nziza inoze kandi ku gihe.
Ni murikagurisha mpuzamahanga
BSF yateguye imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga ku nshuro ya 29 rizabera i Gikondo mu mujyi wa Kigali kuva ku itariki ya 28 Nyakanga kugeza ku ya 17 Kanama 2026. Ibihugu bigera kuri 20 byose bizaba biri mu rw'imisozi igihumbi. Buri gicuruzwa, service cyangwa kwidagadura wifuza byose bizaba bihari. Imiryango izaba ifunguye buri munsi guhera saa 3 za mu gitondo kugera saa 4 z'ijoro. Kubifuza kumurika ibyo bakora. Nababwira iki? Imiryango irafunguye. Hamagara 0785 imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga Expo uritegurirwa n'urugaga rw'abikorera PSF ifatanyije na Minisiteri y'Ubucuruzi n'Inganda Minicom.
From 11 June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches on dedicated channels, live on SuperSport.
Available with DSTV English Plus. Subscribe now to your package and enjoy all channels for 30 days. Get a Canal Plus HD decoder for only 5,000 francs.
Rero ugiye kutubwira impamvu zatumye hitamo kuza gusaba akazi hano.
Bwa mbere nza gusaba akazi hano nari nabitekerejeho mbabarire murakoze. Mu by'ukuri numvaga mfite ubushobozi ndetse n'ubushake.
So kutiteguye bihagije ni ukutaryama neza. Gonda Farm, le paradis du matelas.
I wish I could leave my skin behind.
Icy'ingenzi ntabwo ari ukugira diplome ya kaminuza. Uyu munsi birahagije kuganira n'umuntu byonyine ukamenya ko yize muri kaminuza ibonetse yose cyangwa se ko yize muri kaminuza Gatolika y'u Rwanda, Catholic University of Rwanda, by'umwihariko mu ishami ryayo rya Kigali. Ubu abazi guhitamo neza batangiye kwiyandikisha muri Catholic University of Rwanda Kigali campus ikorera Nyamirambo. Abashaka kwiga mu mashami y'uburezi kwiyandikisha mu gihembwe kizatangira mu kwezi kwa gatatu, March intake, byaratangiye muri Post Graduate Diploma in Education PGDE. Aba biga muri weekend. Hatangwa kandi amasomo muri Department of Education in Sciences mu mashami ya Economics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Geography na Mathematics and Economics. Hari kandi Department of Education in Arts and Social Sciences mu mashami ya English and Kinyarwanda, English and French, French and Kinyarwanda, English and Kiswahili, Economics and Entrepreneurship, English and History, Economics and History na Economics and Geography. Uhitamo kwiga ku manywa cyangwa se mu biruhuko. Twakira kandi abanyeshuri bafite A1 muri education bakeneye gukomeza amasomo yabo ku rwego rwa A0. Iyandikisha unyuze kuri wa#CUR@AC@RWA. Wanahamagara cyangwa ukandika ubutumwa kuri 07 83 18 86 26 cyangwa 07 33 21 46 78 cyangwa nanone 07 88 52 41 98. Wanandika email kuri curkigalikampus@gmail.com.
The only way to being found is getting lost.
Yemwe yashuri bose bashaka ni College Fondation Sina Gerard.
Mama we.
Iri ni ishuri ribumbata icyerekezo cy'u Rwanda twifuza kuko ritanga uburezi buhamye mu mashuri y'inshuke, abanza, icyiciro rusange ndetse n'amashami y'imyuga n'ubumenyingiro mu buhinzi, ubworozi, food processing, ubwubatsi, ubukanishi bw'ibinyabiziga, fashion design, gutunganya imisatsi, ububaji n'ubusuderi. Hari n'amasomo y'igihe gito short courses mu mashami yavuzwe haruguru aherekezwa na practice zihagije kuko abanyeshuri bigira mu nganda za Sina Gerard. Sina Gerard International Football Academy yigisha abana guhera ku myaka 6 gucunga ruhago sawa sawa, atletism, imbyino nyarwanda no kwiga amategeko y'umuhanda no gutwara ibinyabiziga nabyo biri mu nyongera y'amasomo. Abana biga amashuri y'incuke n'abanza basoza ibyo byiciro bose bazi gutwara igare. Umwana wa segonderi we atahana uruhusa rwo gutwara ibinyabiziga. Witinda kwandikisha umwana ku ishuri kuri Nyirangarama cyangwa ku mashami ya Sina Gerard Entreprise Urwibutso hose mu gihugu. Ku bindi bisobanuro hamagara 0788535123 cyangwa 0788535999.
College Fondation Sina Gerard.
Twubaka ubukungu bushingiye ku bumenyi.
niba mwiteguye muri impeshyi kuri Canal Plus, muzambikwa inyenyeri.
Je veux de la magie. Accrochez-vous, ça va être une dinguerie.
Affaire zigiye kuba serious.
Elle est sérieuse.
Il est sérieux. Nubwo hari abo bigora kuba sérieux.
Ces gars sont des prix Nobel de la bêtise.
Ikindi tubijeje ni urukundo rwa rundi rw'agatima k'indani n'urw'igariwa. Ni muri senisha yitwa Rigo mu Kinyarwanda kuri Zacu TV.
Hanyuma izina ryanjye gute?
Ntukiko n'iminsi 7 y'inyongera igihe uguza abonnement indi itarashira. Muri Nyakanga n'uburyohe kuri Canal Plus.
Welcome to our international news tonight. US President Donald Trump has threatened to strike Iran's bridges and power plants next week if the country does not return to talks. More reports. US President Donald Trump has threatened to strike Iran's bridges and power plants next week if the country does not return to talks. The comments made in a Fox News interview aired as the two countries exchanged fire for the 4th day in a row. Trump earlier reversed a threat of 20% fee on all Strait of Hormuz cargo shipping, but resumed blockading Iranian ports. Back in April, Trump threatened to bomb civilian infrastructure in Iran, including bridges and power plants. UN Human Rights Chief Volker Turk responded at the time by saying, under international law, deliberately attacking civilians and civilian infrastructure is a war crime. The 1949 Geneva Conventions on Humanitarian Conduct in War prohibit attacks on sites considered essential for civilians. U.S. Central Command said it hit dozens of Iranian military targets near the Strait of Hormuz with the aim to further degrade Iran's ability to threaten commercial shipping and civilian crews. At least 7 Iranian military personnel were killed in U.S. strikes on a base in the southeastern city of Bampul, Iran's army said on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Tehran fired missiles and drones on U.S. targets in Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain. Iranian state-run television IRIB reported. The world's leading scientific minds and Nobel Prize winners have gathered at Vatican this week for a landmark global summit addressing some of humanity's most urgent challenges. More report. The world's leading scientific minds and Nobel Prize winners have gathered at the Vatican this week for a landmark global summit addressing some of humanity's most urgent challenges. The Global Nobel Laureates Assembly officially opened on the 14th of July 2026 at Borgo Laudato Si in Castel Gandolfo, focusing on artificial intelligence, nuclear risks, and the future of global peace. Set in the serene purple gardens of Castel Gandolfo, Borgo Laudato Si has become a global hub for dialogue on sustainability, ethics, and innovation. From 14th to 16th of July, more than 200 participants, including over 30 Nobel laureates, top AI researchers, and global leaders are taking part in high-level discussions on the intersection of technology and humanity. The assembly comes at a critical moment marked by rising geopolitical tensions and rapid technological advancement. Central to discussions are risks posed by artificial intelligence and nuclear weapons, as well as the urgent need for ethical. Inspired by the vision of Pope Leon XIV and the principles of integral ecology, the assembly emphasizes the interconnectedness of global issues, from environmental degradation to economic systems and social inequality. Well, and that story takes us to an end of our news edition tonight. But before we close, let's go back to the top stories. Rwanda has outperformed other African countries in the latest annual report by Institute of International Finance (IAF), emerging as the top performing nation on the continent in debt management. In the Nyaruguru district, school leaders from secondary schools, together with the district authorities, have expressed confidence in students who kicked off national examinations earlier today. The Christians from Tamale Diocese in Ghana emphasized that the collaboration between the Christians from Rwanda and the Christians from Ghana will raise awareness of different culture from both countries. In international news, US President Donald Trump has threatened to strike Iran's bridges and power plants next week if the country does not return to talks. It was a very huge privilege to be with you tonight, and thank you very much for being with PACIS TV English News. My name is Benjamin Kwizera, and I wish you a very fantastic night.